you might be thinking you're looking at archive footage of mudflood evidence from, well, you can name a number of European cities with these sunken windows that are a water and security hazard. Very large windows above, and the usual 3 or 4 steps up to a new ground floor, the sub-basement. This is sleepy Durban. I mean, there's some buildings here and stuff, but this is sleepy Durban. And Durban was colonized, it was civilized, as they say, in the 1800s, and all of this phenomenal structure that you see before you, with obviously stairs leading up to a new first floor with very large windows, that simple people who were basically apparently just horse and carriage. Let me see what I've got around here. Again, oh yeah, we just wanted to build it up high in case of sea level. Things aren't as well kept today as perhaps they were during the previous epoch. But this is pretty impressive, don't you think, for a little backwater port town that was really just simple folk trying to do simple things away from the empire for a time anyway. How's it going? I want to take you around the front or the side. This is the front. I can't get in, unfortunately, but it's pretty impressive. Serious columns. Can't really make out too much up here, but there you go, the usual stairs up. Oh, it's a bit of a mess, this place. But yeah, these would have been windows too. They're the same size as the windows. This is what are now doors. Sorry about the hooting. They're always hawking for a ride. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah. Okay, so this is some of Durban's architecture from a time when this kind of grandeur would have been expensive for any place. But all of that, water ingress issues. Oh, this is the front. Now, anyway. Probably was a side entrance or something, but it does have all the pillars. Over there is the City Hall, as they call it, and that is also quite a work of art, you have to say. There's the obelisk, no, what would you call that? A monument would have been up there. I don't know who was there before and why and when it was taken down. But this is Durban City Hall. Durban. Can you even imagine it? I mean, it is a place of big population now, but really, it's voting day today. Today also marks the 10th anniversary of my mother's passing. Her cruel death in that year, 2011, happened suddenly. 67 years old. Boom, lights out. Motor neuron disease. And that, my friends, was the spark that woke me up. And I started to realize that things aren't as I've been sold in the brochure. These are well below ground. These are with the City Hall, they spend a little bit more money, like they've done in the expensive parts of London. They've cut away from the facade so they can actually access it as a full. It might mean also that they had to dig out inside. I've never quite worked out. It's not always the same. Sometimes the ground level seems to be filled as if with silt, and sometimes the new basement level is filled with silt, so they don't access it at all, or they have dug it out. Anyway, this is Durban City Hall, and again, yeah, I do wonder. I think these are actually modern additions. when you look at the finishing, you know, they can cast these stones, and I think these are, looking at the what do you call it, cement, make the mortar or whatever, and that it's not of the same. So perhaps they've upgraded this, what would have been windows, into well, they might have knocked out this whole area here, and fixed it with 3 new doors. But no, it doesn't make sense to add all this extra headache and PT. This is so familiar for me. That's 10 foot. I mean, from where I am is more, but from there is 10 foot down. Maybe just shy of. No, that's steep. And you know, again, I could be looking at buildings in Europe with exactly the same. London, walking up to Hyde Park to go to Speaker's Corner, I'd see those buildings. So it's, you know, it's got lots of ornate work and stuff that'd be like, it's not worth us, a little sleepy harbour port, going to all this trouble. But we're not far from sea level here, you know, so it raises interesting questions about how much the sea level changes. Anyway, I'll leave it there. The mudflood stuff too much, but it's been a while since I looked at that. And you know, I'm not saying there's the threat of another one in the same manner. But, people. The camera does make people a little bit shy or a little bit wary, and I'm aware of that. Yeah. So. Founder of Durban. I thought it was a guy called Durban. Anyway, 1835. And then just to celebrate that, they went and built this with a few bricks and some mud hut material that they had left over. Oh guys, my mother's death was painful for me, but wow, what a gift it was. I was able to start my journey of rediscovery, looking at my time in the war in Angola, writing that book, getting out the information, starting the journey of rediscovery. So I'm grateful to be here, but it is at times extremely lonely and at the moment financially challenging. So I am putting an appeal out. I do want to do more activism. I've just done a few hours today and I'm happy to be doing more of that. You know, I really am keen to do more of that, but accommodation costs money and food and so on, and it's not cheap here like you'd expect. Pretty Western, the prices. So anyway, I gotta go. Hope that's been useful.